Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udire. Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Sri Caitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. We're continuing to read from Srimad Bhagavatam. We are on Canto 3, Chapter 19, Text 22, where the Lord and Hiranyaksha are enjoying a very good fight. So, Praduskritanam Mayanam Asurinam Vinashayat Sudarshanastram Bhagavan Prayungtad Daityam Tripat. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The Lord, the personal enjoyer of all sacrifices, now discharged his beloved Sudarshan, which was capable of dispersing the magical forces displayed by the demon. So yesterday we heard how the Hiranyaksha was creating such a horrible atmosphere everywhere. Blood, rains of blood and stool and urine and bones and demonesses dancing around and demons. So now Lord Varahadev, he's discharging his Sudarshan Chakra. He's letting loose his Sudarshan Chakra to clear out all these magic things that have been displayed. Even famous yogis and demons can sometimes enact very magical feats by the mystic power. But in the presence of the Sudarshan Chakra, when it is let loose by the Lord, all such magical jugglery is dispersed. The instance of the quarrel between Durvasa Muni and Maharaj Ambarish is a practical example in this matter. Durvasa Muni wanted to display many magical wonders. But when the Sudarshan Chakra appeared, Durvasa himself was afraid and fled to various planets for his personal protection. So Durvasa had created this demon from it to kill Ambarish Maharaj. But as soon as Sudarshan Chakra came, Durvasa Muni was himself scared. So similarly here, all these demons and demonesses is a show of magic, mystic power. that Hiranyaksha created, but it cannot stay in the presence of the Lord. The Lord is described here as Tripat, which means that he's the enjoyer of three kinds of sacrifices. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord confirms that he's the beneficiary and enjoyer of all sacrifices, penances, and austerities. So in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 5, text 29, then Lord Krishna, he says that he is the, and this is the peace formula, Srila Prabhupada would say, you want to become peaceful, we have to understand this, that it's Krishna who's the beneficiary and enjoyer of all sacrifices, penances, and austerities, that he is our best friend. Once we are able to understand that, then we can become peaceful. That whatever anyone is doing, all sorts of austerities, all sorts of penances, the Krishna is the enjoyer. We might not know it, but it is for him. The Lord is the enjoyer of three kinds of yajna. As further described in Bhagavad Gita, they are sacrifices of goods, sacrifices of meditation, and sacrifices of philosophical speculation. So the three kinds of sacrifices. One is the fire yajna, in which we put all the offerings of rice, ghee, so many different offerings are offered into the fire sacrifice. Then there is sacrifice of meditation, means sitting down in samadhi. That's also a sacrifice. And then sacrifice of philosophical speculation. With our mind, we are trying to get some knowledge. Those on the path of Jnana, Yoga, and Karma all have to come in the end to the Supreme Lord, because Vasudeva Sarvam Iti. The Supreme Lord is the ultimate enjoyer of everything. That is the perfection of all sacrifice. So we were hearing yesterday also in Sri Upanishad, and the same is again reconfirmed here. It is restated here that each of us are on a different path, in our journey, in our level of consciousness. And then some of us are on Gyan, some of us yoga, some of us on karma. And then, but what is the ultimate goal? The ultimate goal is to come to the Supreme Lord, to the absolute truth. Vasudevam sarvam iti. So Krishna says that Bhaunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyante. That one who is in knowledge, after thousands of births and deaths, one comes to understand that Krishna is the all in all. Vasudevam sarvam iti. There is no one that is greater than the Lord. He is the ultimate beneficiary of everything, ultimate enjoyer of everything. And that is the perfection of sacrifice, coming to this point, understanding this point. Till the time we don't come to this point, we are still on our journey. Is that okay?
Yeah, so it means bhakti, right?
Bhakti. Yes. Yes. So it means Gyan, Yoga, Karma, everything have to come to the point of bhakti.
Bhakti, yeah.
Have to come. So it's our choice. Do we want to go directly to bhakti, or as the yoga ladder, Krishna is explaining the yoga ladder from karma. In Bhagavad Gita, he's explaining the yoga ladder as the Vedas describe. From karma, you do karma kand, then you get some knowledge, you do gyan, then you get further, you progress, then you're doing yoga, meditation, then you progress further, then you come to bhakti. So the choice is ours. We go step by step, or we directly take up bhakti. Krishna's proposal, of course, is directly take up bhakti. It's like you're taking the elevator to go up to 101. We have to go to 101. If we take the elevator, we know we'll reach there in the fastest, shortest time. But if we say, no, I want to take the stairs, I want to experience, then what might happen is we might experience, and in that experience, either we might get distracted, we might lose our enthusiasm, we might not want to go further because we are like, okay, I'm fine up to this level, So we may reach up to the rooftop after a long time and endeavor, or we might not even reach there. We might just give it up and say, it's fine, I don't want to go. Grapes are sour, there's nothing there. I don't want to go. So that's why it's recommended to take a bhakti.
And so bhakti is hearing and chanting.
Yes. But bhakti
Right?
begins with hearing and chanting. Yes.
Starts with that, right?
Yes. Yes. By hearing about Krishna from Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, this is bhakti. By chanting his holy name, this is bhakti. And then he's saying, in Bhagavad Gita, yesterday we were reading that till the time we don't come to the point of surrender to Krishna, we can't get liberated from this material world. Devi Esha Gunamai Mamaya Duratyaya, that this divine energy of mine is very difficult to overcome. He's saying this divine energy, this material energy of Krishna's is divine. Why? Because she belongs to Krishna. So she is divine. And so, and what she's comprising of these three modes of material nature, which are the good three modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. And Krishna saying, yeah. And so Krishna says it's very difficult to overcome this, very difficult. But those who have surrendered unto me can very easily cross beyond it. So he's saying, you really want to get out of this material world? Only thing you have to do is surrender to me. But we are like, why should I surrender to Krishna? I don't want to surrender to Krishna. Who is he? Why should I surrender? And that is material life. That's the reason we are in the material world. Because we say, why should I listen to Krishna? Why should I surrender to him? Why should he be the enjoyer? Why not me? So he gives an opportunity for us to understand our true position in this material world and also to enjoy our senses. But his idea is that we come back to him. That's why he keeps speaking Bhagavad Gita instructions and keeps sending his devotees to bring us to the point that, hey, come back, how long are you going to be there for? Come back. That is the perfection of all sacrifice. So bhakti is the perfection of all sacrifices. So 23, tadadite sambhavat sahasa hridi vepathuhu smarantya bhartur adesham stanakchasrak prashusruve. At that very moment, a shudder suddenly ran through the heart of Diti, the mother of Hiranyaksha. She recalled the words of her husband Kashyap, and blood flowed from her breasts. At Hiranyaksha's last moment, his mother, Diti, remembered what her husband had said. Although her sons would be demons, they would have the advantage of being killed by the personality of Godhead himself. She remembered this incident by the grace of the Lord, and her breasts flowed blood instead of milk. How horrified would we feel? In many instances, we find that when a mother is moved by affection for her sons, milk flows from her breast. In the case of the demon's mother, the blood could not transform into milk, but it flowed down her breasts as it was. My God, it would be such a... Imagine if we were bleeding, it was blood coming out instead of milk, Blood transforms into milk. To drink milk is auspicious, but to drink blood is inauspicious, although they are one and the same thing. This formula is applicable in the case of cow's milk also. This formula is... So she remembered the incident by the grace of the Lord. So the Paramatma is there in our heart. He is always reminding us. So here in this case, Paramatma in Diti's heart reminded her that Kashyap Muni had told her that her sons would be killed by Krishna himself, the Supreme Lord himself. Now, in case of cow's milk also, the Prabhupada is trying to say that where does the milk come from of the cow? She eats the grass and then her blood is transformed into milk. And milk is very good. It is very good food for us. It helps us to develop finer brain tissues, which help us to understand spiritual knowledge. That's why cow is very important, because milk is an amazing, amazing product which helps us to develop finer brain tissues for human beings, to give us the ability to understand spiritual knowledge. And so the proposal is we should be drinking cow's milk, but instead what we are doing is we are slaughtering the cows and eating her flesh because we want to taste the blood. But instead of eating the flesh of the cow, we should be drinking the milk of the cow. And so the cows should be protected because they're providing us the most valuable food in the form of milk, and different milk products are made from there. So, reading on, Vinastasu swamaya su bhuyascha vrajya keshavam ruso pagumanomam dadarshe vastitam bahihi. When the demon saw his magic forces dispelled, he once again came into the presence of the personality of Godhead, Keshav, and full of rage tried to embrace him with his arms to crush him. But to his great amazement, he found the Lord standing outside the circle of his arms. In this verse, the Lord is addressed as Keshav because he killed the demon Keshi in the beginning of creation. Keshav is also a name of Krishna. Krishna is the origin of all incarnations, and it is confirmed in Brahma Samhita that Govinda, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the cause of all causes, exists simultaneously in his different incarnations and expansions. So here, Krishna, Varahadev is being called Keshav. Keshav because Krishna is also called Keshav, and the Supreme Lord had also killed a demon called Keshi in the beginning of creation. So we might think, oh, but the incarnations of the Lord are just there for a specific time and then they are no more. No, they are eternal. All of Krishna's expansions, incarnations, they are innumerable, unlimited. We can't even count them because he appears in different species also. They are like the waves in the ocean, unlimited. And they are all eternal. All eternal. They are there in the different universes in the material world, and they're also there in the Vaikuntha planets. So that's why they are eternal. The Lord's pastimes are eternally being manifest here in the material world in different universes. It's not that, oh, if Krishna is there on this earth planet anymore, he does not exist anymore. No, he's performing his pastimes in different places, in different universes. Bhagavad Gita is being spoken, then somewhere he's stealing the butter, somewhere he's killing the Keshi demon. It's going on eternally, eternally. And of course, he is there in the Vaikuntha planets. So that's why I said exists simultaneously in his different incarnations and expansions. He exists simultaneously. Not that his incarnations are no more. So like Varahadev. Right now, Varahadev is in some or the other universe performing his pastimes. And also in the Vaikuntha planets. He's there eternally in the Vaikuntha world. So the demon wanted to embrace him with his arms, thinking that with his limited arms, he would capture the absolute by material power. He did not know that God is the greatest of the great and the smallest of the small. No one can capture the Supreme Lord or bring him under his control. But the demoniac person always attempts to measure the length and breadth of the Supreme Lord. We might think with our mental jugglery, oh, how great the Lord can be. I know how I can, with my mind, I can try to speculate, or I can, try to imagine or something. But we cannot approach the Supreme Lord with our mind. Why? Because our mind is material. It's limited. And Krishna, he refuses to be just caught like that, just by our mental speculation. He's independent. He's the Supreme Lord. We can't force him that, oh, I'm going to think, I'm just speaking about the mental speculators, not the bhaktas. The bhaktas, they are hearing about Krishna. But the bhaktas are hearing about Krishna, and that is the way we can approach Krishna. Only in that way can we capture Krishna in our hearts and in our minds. So, but the demoniac person, okay, by his inconceivable potency, the Lord can become the universal form, as explained in Bhagavad Gita. And at the same time, he can remain within the box of his devotees as their worshipable deity. So this is inconceivable. Inconceivable. He showed the universal form to Krishna, to Arjuna, and yet he was also standing in his two-armed form that others could not see the universal form. Not everyone could see. Others could see Krishna only in his two-armed form. So simultaneously, this is happening. This is the inconceivable power of the Lord. And because we don't understand the inconceivable power of the Lord, then we say, oh, I don't know. Because we think that the Lord cannot have these inconceivable powers. Why? Because we say, hey, I don't have these abilities. So if I don't have it, how come God can have it? So we are thinking that we are equal to God. So we equate him to us, and we say, no, if I can't have it, he can't have it. Well, why can't he have it? He's the Supreme Lord. That's the reason he's the Supreme Lord, because he has these inconceivable potencies. And that's the reason we are not the Supreme Lord, because we do not have these inconceivable potencies. So there are many devotees who keep a statue of the Lord in a small box and carry it with them everywhere. Every morning they worship the Lord in the box. So the deity, the pure devotees, they know this is Krishna. The pure devotees, they know this is Krishna. So Krishna is there. The deity is Krishna. The deity is Krishna. So Krishna is everywhere. He's everywhere. And then people say, oh, but if he's everywhere, then he cannot be a person anymore. But why can't he be a person anymore? That's his inconceivable potency. We can't put our mental limitations on God, or our material limitations on God. The Supreme Lord Keshav, or the personality of Godhead, Krishna, is not bound by any measurement of our calculation. He can remain with his devotee in any suitable form, yet he is unapproachable by any amount of demoniac activities. So just by bhakti can we able to approach the Supreme Lord. Can we actually bind him? Can we actually conquer him? The Damodar Ashtakam says that he's conquered by devotees whose only pure love is imbued with love and intimacy. So we want to conquer the Lord, then we need to cultivate, revive our love for Krishna. It's there in our heart. We just have to revive it. Revive it by hearing and chanting about him. And in that way, we can conquer the Lord. Any comments? Or anything to add? I'm sorry?
Very,
Yeah, your voice is breaking.
there is a very beautiful story in devotion.
Neha, your voice is breaking. I'm not sure. Is it breaking only for me or for everyone?
This
Are others able to hear Neha properly?
Really?
No.
Yeah, Bhavi's voice is cracking.
Cracking. Yeah, it's breaking.
Yeah, Neha?
No. Yeah, I mean, no. Yeah, so maybe 5 minutes. Yeah, when I go up. Yeah, so I'll just narrate the story later. Okay.
Okay, we'll wait.
I'll just go up and.
Okay. All right. So we are gonna wait for that, and we'll continue reading by the time. Did anyone else want to share anything? No. So Tam mustibir vinignantam vajrasharer adoksajaha karena karna mulehan yathatvastram marutpatihi. The demon now began to strike the Lord with his hard fists, but Lord Adoksaja slapped him in the root of the ear, even as Indra, the Lord of the Maruts, hit the demon Vritra. The Lord is explained here to be Adoksaja, beyond the reach of all material calculation. Akshaja means the measurement of our senses, and Adhokshaja means that which is beyond the measurement of our senses. So Krishna's name is Adhokshaja. Adhokshaja means we cannot approach him with our senses. Our senses are material, so they are limited. If I say, I want to see Krishna, show me Krishna. But do I have the eyes? Are my eyes capable of seeing him? My eyes are dull material matter. How can I see the Supreme Lord's transcendental form with my material eyes? I have to purify myself. So we cannot approach the Lord with our dull senses. He's beyond the measurement of our senses. We can only try to understand him when we hear about him from the devotees. And that's the reason bhakti is a descending process. We hearing from the acharyas, hear from the devotees. Not that we make up something. That way we will never be able to understand the Lord. So sa ahato vishwajita hi avkyaya paribrahmad gadra udasta lochanaha vishirna bhav angiri shiro ruho apatad yatha nagendro lulito nabhasvata. Though struck indifferently by the Lord, the conqueror of all, the demon's body began to wheel. His eyeballs bulged out of their sockets, his arms and legs broken, and the hair on his head scattered, and he fell down dead like a gigantic tree uprooted by the wind. So one slap Varahadev gave him under his ear and he's dead. Although struck indifferently by the Lord. The Lord just struck him just like that, just one kind of a slap, and here the demon, arms, legs, everything broken, eyes bulged out. It does not even take a moment for the Lord to kill any powerful demon, including Hiranyaksha. The Lord could have killed him long before, but he allowed the demon to display the full extent of his magical feats. One may know that by magical feats, by scientific advancement of knowledge, or by material power, one cannot become the equal of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We might think, I'm going to get so much knowledge that I'm going to become God. Or we might say that I'm going to get so much mystic yoga, so much mystic power that I'm going to become God. But we can never become God. God is not a position to be filled in. It's not a post. We can become Brahmaji. We can become Indra, we can become Surya, we can become, like the sun god, occupying the position to control the sun, to control the moon, to control the universe, Brahmaji. But we can never, ever become the Supreme Lord. No, it's not a post. His inconceivable power, as displayed here, is so strong. His one signal is sufficient to destroy all our attempts. So we know, this one earthquake happens, how much destruction happens, how much devastation happens in just that one moment. His inconceivable power, as displayed here, is so strong that the demon, despite all his demoniac maneuvers, was killed by the Lord when the Lord desired simply by one slap. So Varahadev allowed him to play. He played with him. The demon showed all his, how much ever power he had, how much ever magic he had. And then the Lord decided, okay, enough now. So just one slap and the demon is gone. So this is how he is supremely powerful. So we try to imitate him, but we are not able to imitate him. And that is the struggle for existence. That is the karshati. We are each of us trying to imitate the Supreme Lord, being this controller, conqueror, enjoyer, owner. Yeah, each of us trying that. But what we get is struggle to maintain the status quo. That is the Karshati. Any comments? Neha, are you back there? Back to be able to share?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can. There was this, like, as you mentioned, that the deity is real. So there's a story regarding this, that they were husband and wife who had got the deities, and they prayed to the deities and they offered flowers and everything, and still they felt dissatisfied. They were not happy that, oh, what is happening? I mean, is he giving us something or not? What? And they were not happy. So then the husband decided one day that, okay, I'll offer, but I'll not offer. I have offered a lot of flowers to the male form. So now I want to offer it to the female, because he hasn't given anything to me. Nothing has happened. I'm doing so properly everything, but okay, nothing. So then what he did, he put the, then he was offering the incenses, and then suddenly he remembered, oh, today I'm not going to offer to the male deities, so I just have to offer. And then he got some cotton buds, and he just put it in his nose, and then he again started doing all his proper procedure, what he do, like the aarti and everything. And his wife asked, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Like, he said, no, he will smell it out. So that showed that he already believed that they are real. And then Krishna was so happy. He said that, we need to, these kind of devotees are the devotees who believe that we are real. That's why he's infusing the cotton buds in the nose, so that he will not smell it. I don't want him to smell. Otherwise, he's not giving anything. And then why should I offer something to him? So that was like the beginning devotee. But yeah, but he has that faith in his heart that he's real. That's why he was putting in the cotton buds. So it touched the heart of Lord Krishna, and then the boon was given. Yes. So, I mean, how we think. And sometimes that's what they say, that even the neophyte devotees, the most difficult are the one who either don't believe at all, because they don't believe, they just do. And then there is the one who really believes, and sometimes they believe and sometimes they don't believe. And how they are not regular in their procedure, like us. Sometimes we deviate. Yeah, sometimes we, yeah.
So thank you for sharing this last time. And so then Krishna came to this devotee in the dream.
Yeah.
So then the devotee said, my God, when I was offering you incense, you never came. And then today I put the cotton in your nose and then you came. What happened when I put cotton? Now you are coming. All this while you never came. I was nicely giving you incense. And Krishna said, because before you never believed I'm the deity. Now, because you know I'm there, so I came to you. By putting the cotton, you know I am here. That's why I came to you, to show that faith. Yeah, it's true. And so we are of unsteady faith. And to come to the point of firm faith, what do?
Chant.
Yes. Continue to chant.
Chant. Yes.
Continue to hear. Associate with devotees who have faith. Hear from devotees who have the faith. And then gradually, we will also get the faith. So hearing and chanting, that's what we need to do. So thank you so much for sharing this beautiful pastime. Anyone else wanted to share anything?
No, all good.
Okay, then we'll stop here today. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you so much for listening in. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shilpa Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Prem, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.